Content. Shilling. What's wrong with Brie Larson now? The fandom is broken once again. These shills, grifters, and nils have ruined everything. Now it falls to me to assemble a crew to fix this broken fandom. Computer, find me a video games expert.
Name Mr. Green Expertise Video Games, codename The Great Daitokuji.
I need an anime expert.
Name Mr. Blue Expertise Anime and Comic Books, codename Kenshiro.
I need a movies and collectibles expert.
Name Mr. Black Expertise Collectibles and Movies, codename GQ.
So yeah, it's going to be a great episode today. We've got Megatron from RoboSyn, and it's going to be a good unboxing.
Finally, I need an operator.
Name Mr. Red Expertise Wrestling and Comic Books, codename Simon Says.
Acknowledge me! The team is complete. Computer, assemble the Culture Junkies live crew.
Welcome to Culture Junkies Live, streaming live on YouTube and Twitch. I'm your host, Kenshiro. My friends, the great Dario, GQ, and Simon Says. Welcome back. We all know that Daredevil, Born Again, dropped yesterday after a long, 7 years? 7 years? 7 years since the Netflix series went off. So we'll briefly talk about that, cover some of the other news that's going on in genre entertainment. But first and foremost, if you haven't already, go ahead and give us a like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. And we're trying to grow the channel. We're at over 2,000. We're getting to 3,000, go to 5,000, so we can actually start to monetize and get some memberships and stuff like that. GQ's got a unboxing that's coming out this Friday, I believe. No, or is it next Friday? Next Friday.
What you got going on, man?
Yeah, next Friday. It's gonna be it's pretty dope one actually. So wait, this one is it's a Chun-Li, but it's not your regular Chun-Li that you would see out there.
Fitness statue that PCS Collectibles has kind of started not so much a new trend, but
fitness line.
Yeah, basically it's a fitness line. Like they're doing Chun-Li's the first one, Ryu and Cammy are on their way next.
Okay, that's neat.
Cammy, that'll be interesting.
Yep.
All right.
What's
up to the other Steve? Hello. Good to see you out there.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here.
Producer over there looking all slightly feminine. That's kind of interesting.
What is that? Is that a space helmet? You trying to be
Lego man?
Trying to be Elmo Musk? Is that what he's trying to be?
I don't know.
You said Elmo.
Something different.
That's
fine, though.
It's something different. Fabner Life is checking in. What is going on?
Hello.
Good to see you.
She's here early.
Yeah, she is here early.
On
time.
She put the kids to bed. They're all tuckered out. They're tired.
Yeah. So right, they must be in bed, all tuckered in. Oh, congratulations to Captain America. They're on his promotion. Made Lieutenant. I forget. He got a big promotion.
Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah. Big promotion.
Very cool.
And thank you for the. We appreciate you for the
awesome.
for the bits. Appreciate that. What other news came out over the weekend? We know the Oscars happened. I don't think any of us really watched it. Lieutenant Colonel. That's what Lieutenant Colonel.
Congratulations, Lieutenant Colonel.
I didn't want to say it because I wasn't 1,000% sure. I didn't want to get the rank wrong.
All I hear was Giles' music and playing in my head.
I know.
Giles' music. They should be playing it whenever he walks in the room.
So Steve just got a promotion. So it took him almost 100 years to get promoted?
What, from captain?
Yeah. That's messed up. He should have been promoted after he came back from the ice.
Yeah. So basically, World Machine, Lieutenant Colonel Rhodes. Wait, no, Rhodey was just a regular colonel, wasn't he? Or was he a lieutenant colonel?
I think he was a colonel. I think he was a colonel.
I thought he was a colonel. Colonel
I
Rhodes.
thought so too.
I mean, they always call him Colonel Rhodes, but they never say lieutenant colonel. They just kind of just say colonel.
Well, when you're lieutenant or colonel, usually is shortened to either one. Is not.
I just wish they would spell the word like how it sounds.
Oh,
Colonel.
We need to move away from those ancient spellings.
I know, right? What's up to Amarak? Good to see you out there. Everybody's kind of blowing up the chat. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, early.
If you haven't, Lieutenant Colonel's first, then Colonel. So he's moving on up in the world.
Yeah, and then once you get to the general ranks, there's 4 ranks of generals. Be my little general, which is brigadier, brigadier, major, lieutenant, and then just general.
But anyway, congratulations to him. Thank you very much for his service. Appreciate him being out there. We're also on Blue Sky, so if you actually go to bsky.app/ and search for Culture Junkies, you'll find us there. Give us a follow.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, we are.
Butterfly app.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, I think we should nix the
posting
Tweeties.
Yeah, I don't want to go to the X. It's a cesspool, bro. It's a total cesspool. It's good for some funny memes sometimes, but
that is true. That is true.
It is
and
a
some
cesspool
other stuff
over there. And some other stuff. You're right.
You're not gonna go there.
You are right about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Proliferation of that. Anyway, so what else is out there before we kind of get to our main topics? We know one tragic thing happened over this past week: the death of Gene Hackman. Most famously known for his roles as Popeye Doyle in Hoosiers, Lex Luthor in Superman. He was the submarine captain in not Hunt for Red October, but it was another.
No,
the other one in the line of.
with Denzel.
Yeah, the one with Denzel.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Was it? I
Who
can't
was
remember.
Jack Ryan in that one?
I don't think Jack Ryan was in that one.
Oh, Clear and Present Danger, wasn't that it?
Yeah,
Clear and Present Danger.
You can't handle the truth.
Well, the other one, the submarine movie with Denzel
Yeah,
was called.
That's Few Good Men. Huh? What's that?
What
That's
was
Gene Hackman was in that too, though.
No, he wasn't.
He was not?
That was Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, that was
Jack
That's not who I was confusing myself with.
I was
confused.
Sounds like you were, sir.
Sounds like you were.
Sounds
No.
like you were, sir.
It was a dude that was in the military.
Thank you.
Sounds like you were.
Hand of Omega helped out, and also Preem helped out.
Oh, yeah, well,
Crimson Tide. It was Crimson Tide.
Tide.
He's also an enemy of the state, as Fab Nerd Life just
Look,
brought
man,
up.
to me, Enemy of the State
that was
good.
a
great movie.
That was
great movie.
I ain't
Nobody
gonna
really
lie.
talks about it either.
no.
It's old now.
I don't care. It was a good movie. It was real good. It was
Exactly.
really one of Will Smith's best
It
movies.
doesn't matter how old it is.
Okay.
It's just that people forget stuff that's not in their line sight right now. So even if it's good, just because it's
Well, plus Enemy of the State had a lot of people in it. You had
It did.
Seth Green,
Jack
you
Black.
had Jack Black. You had a lot of people like early on,
early in their careers.
and then Lisa Bonet was in it, and
it had a cameo.
and it had a Game Gear in it.
Yeah, no, it wasn't Game Gear. It was a Turbo. Was it a Game Gear? I thought it was a Turbo Express.
Jack Black and Jamie Kennedy.
Because that was a cameo.
It was Jamie Kennedy, not Seth Green, right?
I'm sorry, Jamie Kennedy.
Yeah, Jamie Kennedy.
You might have, it might have been a Turbo
Was
Express.
it a Turbo or a Game Gear? Nah, I'm questioning myself.
Part of me wants to think it was a Game Gear only in the sense that Game Gear would have been more popular than Turbo Express for most people. But from the size of it, it kind of reminded me that it might.
But
I don't know. I'd have to look at it again.
But it's hard to get one of those, the Turbo Express. You think about
back
it.
then they could have got it. They're a movie production. That's easy.
So
But
wait.
I think it was a Game Gear only in the sense that there was enough space to hide something.
Uh-huh.
Turbo Express, remember, most of that was screen, slot for the card, and then if you had the
Yo,
TV
man, I
too,
wanted
was
that.
it.
I wanted that Turbo Express.
Everybody
Especially,
at first, everybody wanted the Turbo Express. And
it
you
had
saw
the
that
best
price.
screen.
Yeah,
You're right.
the price.
You saw that price.
saw that price.
Exactly.
Parents is looking at you like, you want what for Christmas? Okay, that's all you're going to get?
Exactly.
So it was like, nah.
Yeah.
I can go without a Turbo Express.
Fallen Marvel.
Marvel. Oh, my
Fallen
goodness.
Marvel.
Shut
Good
up, man.
evening,
It
sir.
was a Turbo Express.
Welcome
It
back.
was a
You know
Turbo
what?
Express? Okay.
You know what?
Gene Hackman is holding it in his picture.
Best wishes to Fallen Marvel. I hope he's getting all settled over there. I know things are rough, but we miss you being on the show. Hope you can come back and join us pretty soon.
And Mr. Pryor.
Yeah. And,
Say hello
and
to
Mr.
Han.
Pryor. What's up?
Because he's
Yeah, we've
behind
been
it.
invaded. The Hand of Omega is sitting over
Yeah,
there
he's
off screen.
he's off screen.
He wants attention. He wants to be acknowledged. So we'll say hello to him as long as he can keep down and stay quiet over there.
Good to see him. Though.
Yeah, as long as he can stay quiet, he'll be all right. But the question I got for y'all, hey, we gonna kick you out. You don't be quiet. Better be quiet. All right. Was Will Smith in The Enemy of the State?
No.
A little.
I don't think so.
I think it was before he became
And
Will
Will
Smith.
Smith.
Will Smith.
Yeah.
Because Will Smith has always been Will Smith, but he wasn't Will Smithing when he first Will Smithed inside the movies.
Yes, he
like
was,
if you go
'cause
back, he was not Will Smith.
His Will
yet.
Smith thing started in Independence Day.
yes. Yes.
In Independence
In
Day,
Independence Day, he was
Independence Day
Will-
was well
Will-
before Enemy of the State.
Hey,
Like, think about it, right? The scene of him in the driveway with the newspaper.
yeah.
When he was picking up the newspaper, he was looking to the left, he was looking to his right, and then he looked ahead. Quintessential Will Smith.
Yes.
It was quintessential Will
And-
Smith.
and the-
Will
and the
Smith
look,
and-
and the-
Yes, because Will
hold on,
Smith
and he got that look, and he got that
Fresh
look.
Prince was Will Smith,
Yeah.
and then Will Smith wasn't Will Smithing because he wasn't the Fresh Prince while he was in that movie.
Please, he couldn't
Here's the
help
thing.
himself.
Yeah.
Enemy of the State was more. Here's the thing. I think Enemy of the State reined him in because he was acting opposite Gene Hackman.
Yeah, he
Gene
had no
Hackman
choice.
Pushed down a lot
Yeah.
of that Will Smith.
He really
like, that
did.
we would have normally.
He
got.
had no.
He really
had
did.
no choice to
here's
kowtow
Right. It's
to
like, bro, like this man is teaching you something.
learn.
Learn exactly. Tommy
Yeah.
Lee Jones was like, "Look, I'm getting a check from Andy Black. I don't care.
Yeah.
Do your thing."
Hey man, do your thing. Right,
He
exactly.
did
I'm
his
gonna play
thing.
off of you.
Yeah.
He was damn good straight man.
Oh, no,
Oh, yeah.
Again, it's Tommy Lee Jones. So, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know. As far as Gene Hackman goes, I mean, obviously, a lot of us grew up with him as the first Lex Luthor that we saw.
Yeah, first
for
Lex Luthor.
live action Superman. I liked his Lex Luthor. It was solid.
I
it
did
was
too. Yeah.
very different from what Lex Luthor became from the cartoons and stuff that we've seen,
Mm-hmm.
but also still to his roots of not necessarily being a scientist, but the real estate side of Lex Luthor was actually kind of interesting.
Exactly,
I always
yeah.
kind of liked that.
He was menacing in how smart he was, right?
Yeah.
He wasn't menacing as a like
Didn't-
he was just straight up evil, right?
Yeah, no,
he
he
was
was
just like, I'm smarter than you, I'm cleverer than you.
Mind
Mind over muscle? Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know, that
It
was
didn't
the whole
take,
thing
and the
about
funny
him.
thing is, it didn't take him that long to figure out what was his weakness. It was like,
Exactly.
I was like, dude, it's like, how does that even
That was
work? That was
weird, though.
It was
was
It
weird.
is
weird.
extremely
It was
weird. Because, like, how in the heck?
How
first
convenient.
Off, did you
He didn't even know
find
about-
this? Oh, I found the rock.
yeah.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's his. Like, come on now.
Well, that was the thing. It was like straight leap of logic. It was just like, okay, y'all are just. We understand from the comics and the cartoons and all that. Yes, kryptonite exists, but for him to sit there like, yeah, debris, something left from his home,
Planet.
radiated. I'm like,
How do you know that?
Exactly.
Like, come on.
it's like that was.
how do you know that?
That was a huge stretch.
Yeah.
But that scene
It
itself
worked.
was still funny because you know he's sitting there like, yeah. So it's at the museum. And they're like, oh, are we going to Addison?
Mr.
It's
Luthor?
like, bro, it's
It was
at
just-
the
it was
museum
fun-
down the street. Bro.
It was funny, you know. It was like everyone was like talking about. She was like, "I wonder what they wear down there." He was like,
It looks like a Bernous or
he
release.
was like, "These motherfuckers right here."
Right, exactly.
That's what made
That
it.
made it
That's what
funny.
made it funny.
That's what worked, and then that was part of the reason that I disliked when they had Kevin Spacey basically try to play him.
Yeah,
I
it
hated
didn't
that.
work.
You got Kevin Spacey for a reason. Let him be Kevin Spacey, not try to bring back that Gene Hackman. That's why
Yeah.
it
Superman
was supposed
Returns
to be a
was mess.
sequel,
Yeah.
though.
No, I get it.
Like a direct sequel.
I get
Yeah.
it, but that
It just didn't
it's
work.
That's what made it not
cast
work.
The best possible person at the time to be Lex Luthor, and you don't let him be him. What he could have brought to the role.
You want to trap him into being what Gene Hackman was,
Yeah.
instead of letting him be Kevin Spacey as Lex Luthor,
Exactly.
which would have been great on its
Yeah,
own.
it
It's
was.
like, dude, okay, say what you will about his
Yeah.
his off camera stuff, right?
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey
He's
is
a
a
good
phenomenal
damn good
actor,
actor.
Oh, yeah,
phenomenal
absolutely.
actor, right? Look at him in House of Cards. He could have been that kind of Lex Luthor, and it would have been fantastic.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, yeah. You said, Preem says, let's not Kevin Spacey be Kevin Spacey.
I'm just
Kevin-
saying,
yeah.
the off camera stuff is what I'm talking about.
At the time, nobody knew any of that stuff was going
No,
down.
Exactly.
People knew it. They just didn't say shit.
Well, okay.
It's like
we,
them Diddy
we
parties.
the audience, didn't
We
know
didn't
about
know
it.
The
what's
Diddy
going
parties,
on.
that's
Right.
funny.
We, the audience, didn't know about all that.
Yeah.
Because, like, I was watching clips and it was Family Guy. They were talking about Seth MacFarlane was outing people way before because they had a thing. It was like, oh, no. He was like, it's Kevin Spacey. And it was Stewie running away from him.
Oh,
and
no,
whatnot.
absolutely.
And that was
Yeah.
like way before all the shit
Yeah,
got
Seth
out.
MacFarlane's show, he aired a lot of dirty laundry that
Oh,
we
yeah.
didn't
Hell and the
necessarily know.
Boondocks did the same thing with R.
Oh, yeah.
Kelly.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But R. Kelly was one that everybody knew. It's just nobody
Yeah.
wanted to really.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nobody
no one
wanted
wanted
to
to
because he was
accept
making
it,
such
stick
good
to-
music.
I didn't care about his music.
I
I'm
didn't
like, bro,
either.
if you
Some
messing
people
with
did.
kids, there's an issue. Like, just
Yeah.
get away, And again, everybody knew
Right.
because we, with Aaliyah being
Yes.
from the Michigan Metro Detroit area, we already knew of a lot of that stuff going down. So that was kind of messed up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Pryor, yes, Negotiator. He was definitely good in that movie.
Yeah, Pryor was. I'm sorry.
Spacey.
I'm sorry.
Spacey was good.
Back to Hackman. I enjoyed him in Quick and the Dead. Quick and the Dead was a great Western. For one, had an all-star cast. But
Well,
he was the villain.
Yeah, he was the villain.
He was hardcore villain. That and Unforgiven.
I was just ready to say. I thought it was Unforgiven that he was in.
He was in both.
He was
of them.
in both.
He was in both.
He was in both.
Yeah.
Mine was Hoosiers. I love Hoosiers.
Wait, which one was Unforgiven?
Unforgiven it was Clint Eastwood's
Clint
last
Eastwood.
Western.
Because I get those goddamn things confused in my brain.
Unforgiven.
Quick in the Dead was my
Sharon
man.
Stone.
Sharon Stone.
Sharon Stone. He was a
Sharon Stone was like a girl that like her dad was the kind of the sheriff or something in that position. Gene Hackman had a whole gang. They came in, killed her dad, left her there. Was like, I'll give you messed it up. Let her kill him because it was like I'll give you 3 shots to like they strung him up. And they were like, okay, I'll give you 3 shots to shoot the rope so your dad can survive.
Which one was the one that Sam Raimi directed?
Sam Raimi directed. No, Sam Raimi might have done something else.
I know he did a freaking Western. I can't remember. Sam Raimi
I'm
did
sorry,
Quick in the
Sharon
Dead.
Stone produced that one.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why I was getting my
Raimi
confusion.
did
at.
Quick in the Dead.
All right,
Correct.
All
Thank
right,
you.
all right. Because getting those two confused.
Yeah, Unforgiven is a more serious Western.
Yes,
But
it
it's
was
very low key.
and it was like you said, it was Clint Eastwood's last Western.
Yep. He was good, but for me, I've always liked Quick and the Dead, just in the sense that
More than Tombstone.
No, nothing. for me,
Nothing is better than
beats
Tombstone.
No.
All right.
Tombstone
Nothing.
Tombstone is top of all time for me. I like of all the westerns that have ever been. Tombstone is my favorite one,
All right.
and then Quick and the Dead is like second.
All right. All right. Cool. I was just wondering. Just
Wolverine
Solid X finally dropped this chick off. Am I late to the show? Dealing with
Dealing with
her.
it.
Yo, man.
Hey, man. Whatever.
Yo,
dude.
man, that's funny.
That's
Well,
funny.
you're not too late, man. We kind of still just kind of
We just
introduced
getting
the show,
started.
kind
That's
of
funny.
getting into it, man. So Daredevil, Born Again. It's been 7 years.
No spoilers, just to let anybody
Yeah,
that's
we're-
worried.
we're- yeah,
that
anybody
hasn't
that's
seen it,
worried,
we're not
I'm-
gonna- yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say nothing.
we can't imagine if you're a fan of Daredevil that you waited to see this see these 2 episodes.
You know what I gotta say about that.
I know,
stuff, man.
I know.
People got toilet time. You got your cell phones.
Look, man,
Quit playing that.
they did it at 9 p.m. last night, so it's not like you had to avoid the internet to wait for spoilers or anything like that. You had plenty of time. It is literally 24 hours later. Y'all could have got it in, but by now. But we still won't do any spoilers. We'll just talk around him. We'll talk around him.
It was good.
And it was there's been a lot of it debuted with a slightly lower than expected Rotten Tomatoes critic score. I think it started at 78. It's up to 82 or something like that.
Here's the thing about that.
Yeah.
I understand that Rotten Tomatoes is an aggregate of scores.
Mm-hmm.
On the first day, shut up. Just
Yeah.
basically shut up. Like,
Don't even-
like that. You're reviewing something that's 2 episodes into. I don't know how many this one's getting, but that's ridiculous.
Wait, are you talking about the reviewers?
Yeah.
or
Rotten
the,
Tomatoes.
Yeah.
No,
No, wait, which reviewers?
Rotten Tomatoes.
Just some Rotten Tomatoes.
just
in
Rotten
general.
Tomatoes
Yeah,
in
just
general.
Here's the thing that I found out: people who have the know, they've seen the whole entire
they've seen the
series
series.
already. They watched
And
the whole
that's-
thing,
Yeah, no, I get that.
and that's why they're reviewing because the embargo was let
Again,
let up.
I get that, but here's my thing, and it's always been, and we all share this. Watch it for yourself.
Exactly.
You know,
Like,
that's always been my
exactly.
motto.
And
So,
again, the audience score was well up into the 80s. So that was never really a worry. But I have seen some people on social media complaining about the show in its first 2 episodes. And I don't know what they're smoking because to me,
I don't think they held beat.
this was fantastic. I had very nitpicky gripes with some of it. Like I think some of the effects, some of the animation.
I didn't like the freaking smoke in the beginning. That's the only.
because you couldn't see nothing.
It was
right?
not just I like what the effect that they were going for.
Yeah.
I didn't like that how they did the smoke. It just looked like it covered more stuff.
Yeah.
The way they did it, because you can tell it wasn't real smoke. Like had they used real smoke, I think it would have been a problem.
Yeah, it was CGI smoke.
Yeah, that was my problem.
Yeah, and that part, and it was because the action that they were doing with Bullseye and Daredevil at that time was CGI.
I think. I
which-
think the other aspect of that though, the CG obviously lets you control all the environment, all the elements, all of.
I mean,
the
I
stuff.
get it. It's not going to take
No,
away
no.
from my
And I'm not
entertainment.
saying that it would take it away, but I think the other thing that they wanted to go for is they wanted to make sure it was very hard for you to follow what was happening because they wanted to put you in the position of one of those bar
Exactly.
patrons.
And that's why I said I like what they were doing. It's just a little bit like, again, I don't mind them using whatever effects they need to use.
Mm-hmm.
I think it could have been practical and still probably been done. It just felt like
I get you.
It felt like they were in Photoshop and they didn't move it to the front. What do they call that action?
Different layering.
Yeah, they didn't layer it right. That's the only thing to me, and that's a nitpick. But it didn't take away from the excitement that I was getting.
I'll get you. What's up to Jay Show checking in?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I've seen him in the channel before, but if you're new here, thank you for joining us. Appreciate it. We're talking about Daredevil, the first 2 episodes. No spoilers, so don't worry if you haven't seen it yet. Don't worry about that. So the action, I think we could say without question, didn't miss a beat. Was fantastic.
No, it didn't. It was spot on.
Yeah,
I'm just waiting for the hallway scene. That's all.
Like, dude, we kind of got it in the first 2 episodes. In the first 10 minutes,
that was like a stairway, man. I'm talking about a hallway.
Dude, it counts, but it counts.
I don't think they need to do it every single time.
Yeah.
They kind of do. I feel like they kind of do.
They need to do just one.
It's
like, just one.
That's our calling card.
It is.
No!
It depends. It's like to Dido's point, it can be overused or become cliche. It's like, and the way they did it in this one worked because it was a continuous, felt like a comic book fight given the abilities of the character he was fighting. So I liked how they approached it. I didn't really have any issue with it. I guess some people are like, oh, it's slow because they're world building again because it's been 7 years since Daredevil's been, had a show. So it's like, I don't mind them catching up to what's happening in the world. It's like, let that happen. And if it takes 2 episodes to do it, fine. And realistically, they did it in 1, and then they started progressing the story forward in the 2nd episode. So I'm like, if anybody has any of those type of complaints, it's like, learn how to just go read a book and see how books ramp up and
exactly
bring stuff
the thing
into.
Is they don't read books.
Of course, people don't read.
Of course. So honestly, the first 10 minutes of the first episode gave us a surprising twist, but the news was kind of out there of what they were going to do, and for me, for my money, for my money, I didn't think they would do it because in the comics, I knew, the 2 closest people to Matt have died in varying in various parts. However, with regard to how I thought they were going to move this story forward, I did not think it was going to be the person that did end up dying. I thought it was going to be another person.
Spoilers,
right?
We didn't say who died.
Well, no, they already
Doesn't
said
matter.
they already did say that.
Oh yeah,
it's out. It's out there. It's kind of public, but I didn't say who. But beyond that, I didn't expect them to do that. Right? I think what they were trying to do is they're trying to move the story forward and not reintroduce the status quo, which I kind of appreciate about that, right? So, regarding the rest of the episode and where we see both Matt and Kingpin, what stood out to you guys? No, if you can do it without spoiling anything.
My thing has always been how they frame Kingpin. And they really, now that you get to see the entire diner scene, you see how much, even though he's quote unquote turning over a new leaf because he's going to be running for mayor. Yeah. It's like you still see that dominating force that he is as a character. Like you're literally looking at the table. And here's Matt with his cup of coffee or tea or whatever he's drinking. He got this much at the table to work with.
I know, man.
My man Kingpin is like, look, bro.
He's like
just constantly just pushing him back. I'm like,
man.
And I'm like, that's good storytelling. That's good visual storytelling. Literally, this guy's a force of nature, basically, and he's pushing you into a corner. Even y'all having a somewhat civil conversation, this man is moving forward and taking real estate. It was like,
to even put onto that when he was talking to a certain character while eating a sandwich.
Oh man,
that
right
was
there.
All he had to do is do one, and you says turn a new leaf. Nah, he didn't turn a new leaf at all. He's the guy that you know who he is, and it's so far, like I said, they haven't missed a beat. Yeah. It's doing it great.
And to Preem's point, the voice that D'Onofrio uses for Fisk will be studied in acting classes for years.
It's amazing.
He's 100% right.
It's amazing.
He just turns it on, and it's just like, what did you think of it?
It was good. I actually, like I said, the scene that we were talking about, I was like, yo, it's kind of like, how did I put it? It's basically, he was like, man, okay, this is how it's gonna be, but then Matt just had to, I don't know why he had to clap back. He could have just said, all right, cool, but you know what's gonna happen if you fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna let you know. But yeah, no, and then what you were saying, well, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I knew who you're referring to when I saw the scene that was gonna happen go down. I was like, oh yeah, this person's is Dunzo.
Yeah.
But I knew exactly who it was gonna be because it was.
Well, again, you guys read the comics, but you
No,
also
No, it wasn't in the comics this way.
It wasn't in the comics.
They're not even adapting that storyline.
No, I know. But see, the thing is, what I do, and I don't know if you guys do it afterwards, because there's people who like to take apart stuff. It's not adapted, but it is pulled from it. And
it is.
And
Somewhat
it was a
extent.
50-50, what you call it, but because I don't pay attention to, I watch one trailer.
Yeah.
In this day and age, you get one trailer. Then I don't watch anything else. I didn't know any of that stuff was going to happen. It was very much surprising to me. And, again, the show, I look for. I'm gonna have a treat every Tuesday.
Yeah, it is a treat. I termed it in the episode title. Daredevil Born Again is must see TV, and that is to me that's our official Culture Junkies review. It is must see TV. Like it is appointment viewing, 9 p.m. every Tuesday. You're gonna sit down and watch this. Like you got to watch it right away. So that diner scene with Matt and Kingpin. We've had numerous other scenes like that in this show. To me, the pinnacle scene was Matt Kingpin in the prison in season 2.
Yeah, that was a good one too.
Do you guys think this beats that, or do you still think the season 2 one is better?
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I also think, and I can't really well, I'm just gonna say. Between the whole dynamic between Fisk and his wife, that scene kind of like when I first saw the scene, I was like, "Oh, what the hell?"
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
It's like so much dynamics between them 2. It's like when I watched the whole series, I was like, "Ain't no way they're getting back together from that shit." And she was like. I don't know if it's just like his imposing will or just like his just like determination. Like, yeah, he still loves her, but the problem is like I don't even know if she wants to.
You traipsing into spoiler territory.
I don't know. I don't know
the dynamic between them.
It's
in this show.
It's weak. It's heavy.
It's interesting.
Yeah,
and to me, it's unexpected.
Exactly.
I did not expect
I didn't either.
that, right?
That's what I'm saying. That's why I thought that was like more of
based off of what we saw from the prior 3 seasons with Fisk and Vanessa.
Yeah,
I did not expect that, and I appreciate it. I think that's great. We've got some new characters that are in the show. Kirsten McDuffie is one of them, and if you guys didn't know, Kirsten McDuffie in the comics was actually a girlfriend of Matt's that learned he was Daredevil. And they had a really deep relationship and they worked together actually. But in this series, she's not a girlfriend. She's kind of like a really close confidant. You also got Cherry, who I'm not familiar with from the comics, but is also playing Matt's like informant. And seeing Matt in a different setting now, he's much more accomplished, it seems like. Which is different than we're unaccustomed to seeing. And you can see like the struggle is still ongoing. Like he's still like addicted to Daredevil in a way, right? And is it weird to think of a superhero persona as an addiction?
No,
that's what Batman is.
Okay,
I mean, you think about it. If you remember what he said, that's not what he calls him. When he said his subconscious called him Bruce, that ain't what he called him.
Yep,
he's Batman.
Wolverine Solid X is saying Daredevil's storytelling is top tier, like Penguin was for DC. Fans just got to let it cook and simmer, and you get an amazing story out of it, which is very, very true. So
yeah, just gotta let it cook.
Yeah. So I'm definitely looking forward to each week as the show progresses, and really just seeing where it goes from here. Because
Yeah,
I was never a
100%.
real reader of the Daredevil comics. I have a couple, but like I was never into the character that much. So all these stories for me are kind of fresh and new, which is cool.
I totally agree with that. Those of you on the Twitch are going to hit a little bit of an ad break, so we're going to kind of pivot before we get into our next topic. So a little bit of a break in between. What, man? Trying to think what else we could pivot to before we get to our main topic here, or another topic that we wanted to talk about. One thing that we didn't. What you had something that you wanted to touch on.
Oh, about young people and anime.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So bringing up the whole, how did this discussion come about? The whole
Flip it on TikTok. I flipped this on. I look at way more TikTok than I think I should, and
It's like this guy on Instagram.
Yeah. Well, I also do see a lot of Instagram.
I'm talking about you.
Yeah.
It's like you on Instagram.
I'm kind of moving over to Instagram, but regardless of that. And there's people out there who have struggled like we had. There's one person I saw struggled being made fun of for watching anime, but this is like the early 2000s and whatnot. They're a lot younger than us. They were like in elementary school or whatever. And I was like, I can 100% relate. Early 2000s, talking about like liking this, just early 2000s. Pokemon? It was still relatively. Pokemon was still, it was around, but people didn't. I don't think they classified that with anime yet.
Okay,
I think they were classifying that with just
just regular cartoons.
This is a cartoon.
Yeah, like Digimon was too.
Yeah. And the struggle. This person said the struggle of having to go to YouTube to watch anime that was broken up into 3 parts.
Oh, please.
And I'm just like,
please.
That sounds like a struggle, and I can understand it. But when you were around before the internet was as prevalent as it is today, the struggle is finding the stuff to watch, period. You get some stuff on TV. We did. At the time here, we got the same 13 episodes of Dragon Ball. Tekkaman Blade used to come on back in the 90s. Before that, we had like Tranzor Z and Voltron and reruns of Gigantor or whatnot. But if you wanted new stuff, you either bought it on VHS, which was $30 a pop usually, or before it became a faux pas, you got fan subs. A lot of the stuff was dubbed. Excuse me, I didn't mean dubbed. Non-subbed, which you had no subtitles, had the commercials in it, or you did get stuff that was subtitled or whatnot. But to me, that was the struggle. It was not a struggle to type in anything on the internet and says, where can I watch anime? Or go to YouTube and type in any. I understand it sounds like a struggle, but it's not. And I'd hate to try to make stuff a freaking competition. I want people to enjoy it. I really wish I was. I don't know. I like where I'm at now. But like, if we had all what we got now back then, where people understood it, appreciated it, shared it, were able to dress up like their favorite characters with no issues. Now, I don't know if there is or not, because I'm not in high school, elementary school, and all that other stuff. And you didn't. Only time you really dressed up is for Halloween back then. People did do cosplay when there was not a lot of anime conventions in the 90s. I don't think we started going until like the early 2000s.
I mean, stuff.
We're not talking about Comic-Con. We're not talking about Motor City.
But if you wanted to go to like the Knights of Columbus Hall, like I think that we had was it the Michigan Anime Club? I think that was there. They used to always show like stuff they would import from that, like the tapes and stuff like that.
Kodacha Anime. I still got the tapes.
Speaking of Justin, he that video that I shared to you guys, the anime business, that's Justin's thing. Justin is the president of Animigo.
No,
yeah,
I didn't know Animigo was still around.
Yeah, he's taken over. Justin has
Yeah,
grown to the
neither.
point. Justin Zavakis, who actually used to live here in Michigan, he used to run Kodacha Anime. He was a fan subber, but he has grown in the world. Like he was a part of Anime News Network for a while. He's gotten really deep in the business, and now he's the president of Animigo, and it has licensed like a lot of stuff to come back over here. He's put out this excellent documentary. It's called The Anime Business on the Animigo YouTube channel. Is a fantastic.
I might check that out.
It's a fantastic interview with the founder of Central Park Media.
Okay.
and talking about how they released a lot of their titles under U.S. Manga Corps and how they ended up with what was it? What was that? Dog was not Dog Boy. Was it Dog Hunter or something like that? It was like one of the Dog Warrior. It was like I think it was like one of the worst titles you could possibly get. He said it was like he ended up having that because he had to get stuff for the cheap because they wouldn't license stuff.
Well,
for him.
remember, it was about 26 years ago, 25 years ago, somebody in our group had an inquiry of trying to get a popular basketball anime to try to bring out over here, and how expensive that was per episode. So you're gonna try to get something for inexpensive. And to speak on the struggle, he's saying Vampire Hunter D, Wicked City, Bubblegum Crisis. Yeah, that stuff was out.
Yeah.
We're not talking about DVD.
Yeah.
Buddy.
No.
We're talking about VHS.
VHS. And yes, Sci-Fi did help bring us, because they were putting Project Echo,
Sci-Fi Channel.
Vampire Hunter D, Robot Carnival. They were putting that stuff on TV.
Yeah.
But again, that was all they were showing. They weren't showing new stuff. They were showing those same things, and it was a starter. A lot of that was our starter anime.
No, absolutely, but I mean, if to follow Marvel's point, he says he was lucky to visit Suncoast and get Dragon Ball Z on VHS.
Oh yeah,
for $30 a pop.
Well, not even just the problem with VHS. Of course, as you know, you're picking either subbed or dubbed.
You didn't get both.
That was it.
DVD,
you got 2 episodes.
Finally came around.
Yeah.
And you actually got both of them on one disc basically, and it never became a thing of like, oh, I only want to see the sub or only want to see the dub. Now you actually literally had a choice versus having to buy it twice.
Dude,
like,
why was the sub so much more expensive than the dub? Because back then
it didn't make no sense.
I only bought dub because the dub was cheaper.
Yeah.
It takes more work, and you have to pay more people.
But they wanted the dub to. They wanted the dub to be, because they knew the dub would be purchased.
Yeah.
Right. The sub and unaltered is a more premium
subs
thing.
did not become mainstream for American audiences until Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Yeah.
Yes, true.
Yeah, and especially in the theaters.
Because like when that came out, you literally had people like having to really. We were all anime fans, so it was like,
we just like
this is
read.
nothing.
Yeah.
But for a lot of the audience members,
They were
watching
struggling.
Crouching, they were like,
struggling.
Hold on, this went by too fast. It's like, bro,
No, it's
struggling. Y'all gotta get your subtitle game up.
Yeah.
They was struggling.
But
It ain't like that now, because nowadays people watch everything, even in English, with the subs on.
Yeah.
I don't ever turn the subs off. I don't care what it is now.
Yeah,
absolutely.
No, 100%. So I remember like getting those VHSs back in the day. Speaking of the struggle, we're dealing with like second generation, third generation, fourth generation
for the fan
VHS.
sub copies?
Yeah, fan sub copies, right?
Yeah.
And you remember you had to if you wanted the high quality, you had to like you could record it the high quality. Was it the
SP?
Yeah, the SP on SP.
For those that don't know,
For those that don't know, exactly.
VHS tapes. For those that are younger in the audience, were a magnetic form of media. Blah blah blah. So a VHS tape had the luxury of 3 different speeds you could set it to, depending on your player. Some players only actually had 2. SP was the highest quality, but the shortest amount of runtime. 2 hours on each tape would say 6 hours, but if you put it on SP, you only got 2 hours worth of whatever. EP was normally 4 hours, and then SLP was 6 hours.
Yep.
So, but the longer it was, the lower the quality of the recording.
So we
Yeah.
always opted to get more episodes, lower quality. Because we wanted more, not less. But if you go to like a Suncoast or whatever and stuff like that, it's recorded on SP. And you always felt gypped because you would only get like 2 episodes per tape.
Oh, it was definitely not a lot. I just remember.
Like, what? I'm supposed to get 4. Why am I only getting 2?
Bro, look, dude. Suncoast, also, I don't know who owned who. I think it was Sam Goody, but we worked
Sam
for
Goody,
for Media Play.
Yeah.
And I would literally, they would pay me. I would take my checks, buy my anime, and they would cash my checks, and I would pay. I would buy the anime with my checks. I didn't come home with any money. I came home with
running a racket on yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
It is too bad you couldn't do some kind of a pre-tax deduction
But it was like
on your products,
It would have
right?
been nice,
Exactly.
but you got. I think it was like 35% off or 40% off on VHS.
Oh,
30,
so
it
that
was
was kind of like
35.
Yeah, it was like 35% off.
Yeah,
pretty
because
good.
we worked at Media Play.
Yeah.
It was 35, and then I think it was like 40 or something like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think music was like 40%
Here's
off,
the
or
crazy
books.
thing. Here's the crazy
Books
thing,
was-
y'all. 35% off of what? Still about a
But it was
$30
like
$30
$35
tape.
tape.
It helped.
Yeah, it
definitely
helped.
helped.
It
Don't
helped, but still,
get me
though.
wrong. But that's just understanding.
tape.
One tape.
One tape.
2 episodes usually, unless it was Angel Cop. That was
Yeah.
1 episode. per tape for a 6-episode series.
Until they came out with the whole
I had
series.
so
on one
many
tape.
VHSs. I found a list. I have a CD-ROM.
Yeah.
It was one of my first storage CD-ROMs from back in the early days when I was putting like my files in there. And I had a list of the anime that I had, and it was like I had like 186 tapes at the time, and this had to be like 2000, 2001. Because like I said, I was just spending all my dumbass money on that stuff.
But you remember my collection, though, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I bought the whole series of Lotus Rose, regular Lotus Rose. So I'm going down there because, like, you know, folks are like, hey, what you want to do with these tapes? So I went down there. I pulled the drawer out. I'm looking. It's like, what the fuck the rest of my Lotus Road tapes at? I got like maybe like 2-3 tapes. I'm like, where's the rest of them at? I asked Drew. He's like, I don't know. That's like, you don't know.
Dude, so some of the boys, like I remember when I borrowed your Gundam 83.
Yeah.
I did. It took me a while, but I did bring it back eventually.
Oh no,
Somebody else probably was ganking your Lotus Wars tapes and just didn't bring them back. That's all.
My dumbass sold a lot of those. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I had Ranma 1/2 box sets.
Didn't you come to my you came to my GameStop store, sold some like
It might have been DVDs at the time because I had a bunch of DVDs and it was all 10 cents a DVD. I should have kept all of them.
You should have kept them.
Why in the heck did I give them my DVDs for 10 cents a fucking DVD to buy some fucking video games?
Now you see why I don't sell anything.
Well, you know, you see my basement.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
You know I don't get rid of anything now.
Absolutely.
And then Waffles, he sold like half the Roni Kenshin up until the Shishio.
Yeah, well,
that was like the best episode. I was like, oh, I see why you sold them all, but it was funny.
What was that Marcus Pryor had said? It was so you got most of Fist of the North Star on EP recording off of Stars Action.
And Helsing at 1:30. Hey,
yeah,
that was the way to do it.
That was the way to do it back in the day. Like get it right off of TV. I mean, most everybody recorded stuff off of HBO if you had HBO at the time and stuff like that. So I mean, that's just how it was. Like VHS tapes were normally. Everybody recorded on SLP because they wanted to, like you said, maximize
the content.
Then I think BASF, which is the only tape company that was still left, came up with a 10-hour tape.
Oh man,
yeah,
it was a wrap.
That was
crazy.
Yeah. So, what else did we want to touch on this this week?
Cena turning heel, man.
I mean, we didn't talk about the people being left off in the freaking Oscars, but
that was messed up.
Yeah, I mean, because we didn't talk about Michelle Trachtenberg, suddenly dying last week. That was kind of messed up. Tony Todd, who passed earlier this last year, was also left off of the Oscars in memoriam, which is kind of disrespectful. I mean, you know why they did Gene Hackman, because he was an Academy Award winner, a legendary actor. People had high regard for him. But it's still a shame that those two were left off.
Yeah,
Shannon Doherty too. I think Shannon Doherty.
I was surprised about that. I was like,
what, Shannon Doherty?
Yeah,
Shannon Doherty was left off.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean,
she didn't really act in a lot of movies.
She was more of a TV
show. Yeah,
the same thing with Michelle Trachtenberg. Unfortunately, they did do movies, but not as much.
Right. Yeah,
but wasn't Shannon Doherty part of what was that show with Aaron?
90210?
Yeah, Spelling's daughter.
Yeah.
Beverly Hills 90210. She was in Charm too.
She was supposed to be known
you would
for.
figure with the Spelling name around her, they would at least remember it.
Aaron Spelling's dead.
Nobody cares it's still a TV thing. Aaron Spelling was big on TV.
Yeah, he
TV,
was.
TV.
He was
not
the
too
man.
much movies, but I don't know if that's why they did it or they just somebody didn't like them or they just forgot about them.
From what I heard, Shannon Doherty was difficult to work with.
That's unfortunate.
That's what they say. Yeah. So,
but I think that's the reason why they got or she was written off of Charmed.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Real quick though, like you did bring up, Cena turned heel finally.
Yes.
Saturday.
So what y'all think of that? The Cena turning heel and Elimination Chamber.
Go ahead.
I mean, shit. That was expected throughout the entire
What, Cena turning heel?
Yeah,
it was expected. Really?
No. It was like basically dirt sheets. Freaking Russell Todd, Fightful, they were all saying, yeah, Cena's turning heel at this pay-per-view. I was like, I can see that because Cody Rhodes, and this is like Cena's last ride, he needs, they need a particular heel to go off of Cody because the whole face versus face thing.
It would have literally been two baby faces.
It'd be too much baby face. Yeah. And then they can finally have Cena go straight up like heelish bring back Doctor Thuganomics.
That's what I was wondering. if
There's
he's
no
gonna
way
bring-
they're gonna let him end his career on a heel, right?
Why not?
He's got
Yeah.
I just feel like there's gonna be some kind of a face turn.
No.
How do you face turn? into
Turn
kick
I-
somebody
I-
in
I-
balls?
I don't know, man. It's just
He
like
beat- he
Cena's
beat
been a
his
face
ass.
for so long.
That was the problem.
It's
Yeah.
hard for me to see
He want-
him not being anything but a face at the end of it all.
He wanted. I think it was like after that Rock thing, after he lost, that he wanted to turn heel, but Vince and they all vetoed that. They shut that shit down real quick.
Mhm.
I was like, damn, dude. It was, and it was like, no, I mean, it was like I said, everyone's saying it's a long time coming. And and Preem, yeah, his knees, his knees need a break.
Yeah, give his knees a break. I mean, the thing is, I think he's one of the rare few that is just like Taker has earned the right to call whatever shot he wants to call on his character. Because it's like he's been a face of the company for what, well over 10, 15 years at the time. So, and he's pretty much for a year and a half was a heel. All that other time he was a babyface. So it's like bro, like let him be a heel if he wants to finish it off as a heel or whatever. Cool.
I just
That's
think
fine.
it's kind of messed up how my man Cody got punched in the face by Travis Scott
That shouldn't have happened because like
Yeah.
he
slapped
doesn't
him.
know how to
or
throw-
slapped him. Sorry,
Yeah, he doesn't know how to throw a work
Mhm.
slap versus obviously the other two
Yeah.
veterans that are in the ring. But they shouldn't have. His whole part in that segment was
Didn't
just
make
look
any sense.
stupid.
It looks
He just
dumb.
looked dumb.
Yeah.
Like bro, like get out of the ring. Like let the actual professionals in the business do their thing. You coming out during Rock's matter of fact, him coming out with Rock's music was just weird.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it was.
like Rock's music plays, and here comes and like Rock did not lose that much weight. Like what the like who is
And he
this?
didn't turn white either.
No,
Exactly.
Travis Scott.
Oh, just Travis Scott.
Travis
Okay,
Scott, yeah.
okay.
So it was just
Travis Scott-
weird.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
he is skinny as fuck too, man.
supposedly he's
Yeah.
been wrestling. From what I hear.
Yeah, nah.
But
Nah,
yeah,
nah.
again, it's
Nah.
supposedly
He looked awkward as hell during
it
that
did.
segment.
It did.
It was
It's-
just weird. He's just standing in the background with Sage and whatnot. I'm like,
mhm.
like okay, bro, whatever, man. You just there. It was just weird. But yeah, like I like the heel turn. I like the fact, who knows what we're gonna get out of this for a second year in a row.
Yeah.
They have made WrestleMania must watch.
Yeah.
In some form or fashion.
Can't wait for that next month. It's
But
gonna be
here's the
great.
thing though, for the longest time when I was just like going through the motions, I was like, this doesn't feel like Mania because like the card looked kind of weak.
Well,
For after the Rumble,
yeah,
it was like the Rumble was like, okay, so Charlotte Jay won the Rumble, but it still don't feel like Mania because we was waiting for who's gonna wrestle who at the main event, and it's like, okay, but then what about the rest of the card? I mean, so far it's like okay, we got Jay, Gunther, Charlotte, Tiffany, and then now I don't know how
Io Sky,
Io Sky
Vito,
and
Rhea,
Bianca. I was like,
I mean, all the
That's
title,
fine, that's fine.
The title match, the undercard is going to probably fill out in different ways because Seth Rollins and CM Punk are
That's-
going to fight again.
yeah,
that's
that's
gonna
like on
happen.
Monday. That's next week, I think. They're doing a cage match.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's going to carry over.
Yeah.
No, I think what's going to happen is Roman's going to just like spear the shit out of him because like. No, I mean, if it's a spoiler, I'm Paul Heyman. I'm just saying it's gonna happen.
That is
Marcus say 6'4". Rock should have come out to Kendrick Lamar.
wow.
They ain't like us. They not like us.
Funny.
That would be even
Yeah.
awkward. That'd be more awkward when it was with Travis Scott coming out with him. It's like, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
But no, I mean, two storyline. CM Punk is still owed a favor from Paul Heyman. We don't know what that is yet. I saw something on Facebook. Somebody had made up their own graphic that it should be Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch versus CM Punk and AJ Lee.
Has she
No,
ever
I
come
don't-
back
no,
on
she-
TV?
she- no,
I didn't think so.
I think she's actually interested to a point. Now that would, like I said, it would have been cool because she was always a beloved
Yeah.
diva at the time.
Right.
Oh yeah, she would get a
But
mad
She's one of the
pop.
hottest divas ever,
Yeah.
man.
She get a mad pop. No, but no,
Isn't interesting?
yeah, no, but like I said, yeah, because that's like I said, what's going to happen? It might be a triple threat. They're saying Roman, CM Punk, and Seth. I don't know why.
That's weird.
I see Priest and Drew. That's going to happen.
Mhm.
Uh,
Any
That's fair.
comments on the goddess and her return?
Oh,
No,
no,
Jade-
Jade
Cargill.
Cargill.
Jade
Oh,
Cargill.
she returned.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
like,
she-
looking,
oh, she be dead.
like looking
She wasn't
just
a heel
like
at first?
Storm.
Yeah.
She was not a heel at first.
No,
No, she was.
They
Yeah.
brought her
She
in as
is
a
now.
babyface. She is. She
She
went.
is now.
She beat
went
the hell.
off
Yeah.
on Naomi.
Naomi
be
caught that beat down, bruh.
It was really.
I be wanting to watch it, but I keep forgetting.
That's fair.
It's on Netflix, man. You can-
I know, I just keep forgetting.
Wait. Elimination Chamber isn't still on Netflix, is it?
No, it's not.
No,
on
it's
Netflix.
on,
No.
Peacock.
No, that's
It's
on
on
Peacock.
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 Right.
But I was
Okay.
saying like
The pay per
Raw.
views I think are only on Peacock, right?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
Raw.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
Raw
Raw.
that's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Keep forgetting.
And they literally only hold them for what, 24 hours? The Raw?
No, I think you
No.
can.
Or do they stay there forever?
They're there
Yeah.
forever because I went back and I was like looking at all the other ones. So I was like,
Oh,
damn.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought
no
they-
commercials when you go back and watch them.
Yeah. Which is the best way to watch them, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
It's the best way to watch
it
them.
would, it would be crazy for them to pay all that money and then not build up a library of people so people
Yeah.
can go back and look.
Yeah, I can
true.
see that.
Yeah.
Wolverine
Wow.
solid ass. My man.
You want that? You want that after she wrestles?
My, some dudes would say
yeah,
yes.
it's like-
Some dudes would say
He's
yes.
trying to get it in however he can get it.
Yeah, man. Some dudes would say yes, man. Oh man, she is beautiful though. She is beautiful. And I hope that her in-ring skills are definitely up to par.
Well,
She slightly have improved, but
Yeah.
still, it's like, I'll be honest with you, some of the matches I've seen,
Mm-hmm.
she
What's her problem?
her tag matches are like basically like when she was with Bianca would take the beating and then hot tag, she runs wild. That's basically
Mhm.
the whole gist of
Yeah.
her. That was basically how they protected her.
Yeah.
Now that that dynamic is out, they might try to. It depends on who's wrestling with her. If they're gonna do that whole Naomi thing, or possibly have it to where it's a possibility that Naomi or Bianca jumped her, that took her out.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be someone's gonna have to be pulling the weight in that match. To be honest with you, and be honest with you, Bianca will be the best for her because they both have the same skill sets, the power and the athleticism.
mhm.
But the problem with that is that Bianca's going to have to pull with more weight in the actual match for Jade.
Yeah.
However, seeing the last couple of her matches, she definitely looks like she's improving. However, but the thing is, she still needs a little bit more season and like more training.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the thing is, you give her a heel move set, you can
Yeah, if
you
she
can cheat your way through a
yeah
match.
if she turns heel, that's different.
Mm-hmm.
Because like when she was heel in AEW, it was fine, but the problem was they just Goldberged her. They just basically had her.
Oh yeah,
squat.
she was very Goldberg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
no doubt.
but now here, because he has more the PC out in Orlando. I mean, they have the tools to help her, which is cool. But again, she still needs a little bit more. Still needs a little bit more help. But
Oh, yeah.
for
Rhea
what I've
Ripley
seen, it's improving. She's getting a little bit better.
Yep, she lost the title on Monday Night Raw.
lost? I like when they lose it on TV versus a pay per view. But
Oh, yeah.
It boosts up the ratings.
I mean, especially since they have so many titles to work with now. I mean, like the women have every single type of title that the men have had for decades.
They need a second tag team title.
Poor Young
maybe.
is so disconnected. She said if it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't have known this was out for real, for real. Like the marketing, it's everywhere. How do you not know? Like she must be that disconnected, which is fine. She says she's just watching the first episode now, and
Oh, okay.
she must have got through the first 10 minutes because she's like, woo, woo. Yeah.
cool.
Anyway, so no, looking forward to upcoming. And I really appreciate that wrestling seems to be very much rejuvenated now.
Oh yeah.
And this seems to have happened. I don't want to say it was like a flip of the switch, but it seemed like as soon as Vince left and Triple H really took control,
Yeah.
it has like been a steady upward climb.
Because I'll be honest with you, I stopped watching it.
I stopped watching it so
Yeah.
long
Because
ago.
I was actually watching more of AEW because the thing was it was the creative was done by wrestlers. It was and
Yeah.
it was smooth. Everything looked dope. The whole like vibe of AEW. But ever since Tony Khan took over, it was like basically watching Vince all over again.
Mm-hmm.
And like so far, I've maybe watched a few matches in AEW, and it's like, dude, some of the matches are great. Some of the storylines are good. I think it's kind of cool they brought Bobby Lashley. They're doing the Hurt Syndicate, so that's pretty dope. It's like I was kind of pissed. I was like hoping they brought the Hurt business back, but I don't know why H didn't want it. But dude, that was the best stable I've seen in years. But I guess they're gonna be, they're doing their thing over in AEW. Now what I'm mad about is how they kind of fumbled the ball with a few wrestlers. Malachi Black, or AKA Aleister Black.
Yeah.
Oh, over there.
Yeah, he's gone, and then man, they fumbled the ball with Miro, a former Rusev.
Wow.
He got injured back in he wrestled like one match that was back in February of 2023. Ain't wrestled since.
That's crazy.
I'm like, bro,
That's crazy.
That is wild.
Before we switch off of this, to Marcus Pryor's point, they were even talking about Cena's heel turn on ESPN, which is showing that it's big time.
I mean, yeah, because I remember it was on First Take earlier this week. I think on Monday, both Stephen A. and Unc Shannon were talking about it, and Stephen A. being the kiss ass that he kind of was all like, that's right, he should have done it. It's like anything that Dwayne, I love Dwayne, the Rock, Dwayne Johnson. Anything he does, is right. So he was all on Cena's side. And Shay was like Cena should be ashamed of himself. It's like, man, you can fuck around. I might go get in the ring with him. I might. Actually, I would. Nah. What am I saying? No. Shannon ain't got no cartilage in his knees. He can't wrestle. Nah. I ain't.
Yeah, to Mark Pryor, his statement. Yeah, they fumbled Ricky Stark too.
Yeah. Marcus says for as well. So uptake with the WWE because I looked at tickets for Raw coming to my area in the same seats I was paying $40 now. They want $75, which still isn't bad. Yeah, that's not bad.
Inflation.
Yep.
It is inflation. But
it's inflation, and they want get more money.
TK. What was it? What was it? TK Holdings.
TKO.
Yeah, TKO Holdings. Yeah, that's that tax.
They know they can get. They know they can
UFC
get more,
tax.
so they're gonna do more.
Money.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah. Plus, again, every arena they go to, it sells out for the most part. So it's like
for a certain extent, because we see the people posting and saying like they got some areas tarped off. I was like, damn.
Well, they've always done that because realistically, with a production like that, you have to if you, especially when you're running pyro. You have to have sections blocked off if you're going to be shooting off pyro.
That's right. They're back to the pyro. I forgot about that.
So it's like
that's where your money going.
Yep, partially the pyro. Also, obviously the Netflix thing. But the other aspect of it is now, especially they're flying drones on the live show too.
Yeah,
so
they are.
There is a lot of reason why they do block off seats at these arenas. I mean, when we went to SummerSlam, there was a whole area for the front of house, which is the technical term for where audio text and video and all of that goes. And that was a whole area, like a huge area. So it's like
that was exactly how we saw Jay walking by.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like there's a lot that goes into the production side of things.
Yeah.
And
saw them white Air Force Ones walking by. Yeah. We was like, hey, it's Jay.
Right. They tried to. No, it was Jimmy.
It was Jimmy.
Because we
saw them white Air Force Ones walking by. And we was like,
they tried to sneak him in because he was going to be the surprise run-in at the end of the match.
Right.
It's like, no, we knew it was coming now.
That is part of the problem when you're operating in a big arena, right? And they don't have enough backstage areas cordoned off.
Well, it's. The other part of it is it's like the reason that like Undertaker, for example, was able to sneak in is because it's like, okay, they turn the lights off. That gives him a chance to, run through the crowd or run down the ramp or come in as a camera guy or be under the ring or whatever.
I figure out how they do it is he's under the ring.
No, he is, but it depends on how long.
Yeah. But they have like an actual TV under the ring.
Oh no, of course.
Yeah, let them know like, oh yeah, there's your cue.
Yeah, that's why the refs cover the apron bag so fast.
I'm gonna tell you, I just found out that they put airbags underneath the freaking commentary tables.
Yeah,
I was like, really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know that now.
No, what happened to
even look back, for example, like one that I did see at LCA when Hell in a Cell came. It was the first pay-per-view that came to Little Caesars Arena after they built it, and that's when Shane jumped off the top of the cage, similar to Mankind.
Yeah,
Mankind took a real table.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No airbag, no nothing.
No nothing. Yeah.
Shane's clearly, but again, we understand why. But it was again, improve safety. They got to do it because some of the stuff that some of the guys we watched in the Attitude Era was like, bro, why are you doing this to yourself? I
I
understand
saw
it's for
Mick Foley
entertainment
walking with a
and-
cane. He looked like a walker,
Right.
man. I was like, damn, man.
Right. Mick Foley put his body through so much stuff throughout the years, man. And a lot of them did. And it's just like, hey, I don't have zero problem with them trying to make it as safe for themselves as possible.
Right. All right, so we're getting ready to end the show. We got like 2 minutes left. Any other quick hitters we kind of wanted to touch on before we bounce out of here? Anything in games or anime you guys want to talk about?
Well, there is a new anime that the hand has talked about that I saw a trailer for. One trailer, you get one. It's called Lazarus, and it's made by the director
Junichiro Watanabe.
of Cowboy Bebop. That looks like it's going to be good.
It looks like it's gonna be fantastic.
And, I enjoy me
does.
some
Yeah.
good anime.
Looks like it's gonna be really fantastic.
Monster
Some
Hunter
good
for
stuff.
me.
Oh, speaking
Oh,
of
yeah,
anime,
Monster Hunter.
Yeah, Monster Hunter dropped
yeah,
last week.
Monster Hunter Wilds. That's right.
I want to play that game, but I don't know how.
Yeah,
and
man,
I don't
I
mean I
mean-
don't know how. I just don't know how to get into anything. I'm
Yeah.
already got too many floating.
I hear that.
Get on Xbox. And,
Yeah,
You don't get what I'm saying.
Me and Drew will help you out.
And then the
I'm not talking about that.
Yeah, the
You're
other
welcome,
thing we
Seppy.
didn't talk about anime wise is the end of Daima.
Yeah,
Daima
Diamond's done.
Diamond's over.
Good
completely,
show.
Completely self-contained shows. 20 episodes. No, not 20 episodes. What am I saying?
It's like 12.
Yeah, it's like 12 or 14 or
Something like that.
But a short amount of episodes, the shortest Dragon Ball series ever seen, and a lot of people have a lot of issues with it.
I
A
don't
lot
know.
of stuff that's going with canon. So maybe we'll talk about that next
Yeah.
week about how
It's
what
supposed
is
to fit,
canon,
or my brain doesn't work. I don't get it.
It was a whole argument, a whole discussion. We definitely got to talk about
Man.
that next week.
Definitely
But so make sure you come back and join us for that conversation. It's going to be a good one, a very contentious one, I think, for some people. We want to thank you guys for joining us this week. We really had a lot of fun talking to you guys, whether you were on Twitch, whether you're on YouTube. Make sure you come and join us over on the YouTube so you can catch all of our unboxings that come out every other week by GQ here. The most recent one that just was released was the Black Panther, I
Black
believe.
Panther, yep, original costume.
So go and check that one out. Prior to that, we had Captain America. Sam Wilson from Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yep.
Right before that one. So and as he's got a Chun-Li one getting ready to come out as well. So make sure you come and follow us on our youtube.com/Culture Junkies if you haven't already. Thank you very much for checking us out. For my friends, the great Kuji GQ and Simon Says, and Hand of Omega that's sitting over there in the corner quietly like a good young fella. I'm Kishiro. We'll see you guys next week. Have a good one. Peace
Do
out.
it, Rockefeller.